All glories to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta Madhya Lila, Chapter 21, Text 42. Ei artha madhyama suna gudha artha ara Tinava shastana krishnera shastre kayati yara. This is the middle meaning. Now please hear the confidential meaning. Lord Krishna has 3 places of residence, which are well known from the revealed scriptures. Krishna has 3 abodes. His internal abode, Goloka Vrindavan, his intermediate abode, the spiritual sky, and his external abode, this material world. (43) Antapura Goloka Shri Vrindavana Yahanitya Stiti Mata Gita Bandhugana. The internal abode is called Goloka Vrindavan. It is there that Lord Krishna's personal friends and associates, father and mother, live. 44. Madhuras Varya Madhurya Kripadi Bandhara Yogmaya Dasiyahan Rasadi Lila Sara. Vrindavan is the storehouse of Krishna's mercy and the sweet opulences of conjugal love. That is where the spiritual energy, working as a maidservant, exhibits the rasa dance, the quintessence of all pastimes. 45. Karuna Nitkuramba Komale Madhurasvarya Vishesha Salini Jayati Vraja Raja Nandane Nahi Chinta Kani Kabyudhiti Naha. Vrindavan Dham is very soft due to the mercy of the Supreme Lord, and it is especially opulent due to conjugal love. The transcendental glories of the son of Maharaj Nanda are exhibited here. Under the circumstances, not the least anxiety is awakened within us. 46. Taratale Parabhyoma Vishnu Loka Nama Narayana Adi Ananta Swarupera Dhamma. Below the Vrindavan planet is the spiritual sky, which is known as Vishnu Loka. In Vishnu Loka, there are innumerable Vaikuntha planets controlled by Narayana and innumerable other expansions of Krishna. 47. Madhyama Avasha Krishnera Sad Aishvarya Bandhara Ananta Svarupeyahan Karena Vihara. The spiritual sky, which is full in all 6 opulences, is the intermediate residence of Lord Krishna. It is there that an unlimited number of forms of Krishna enjoy their pastimes. 48. Ananta Vaikuntayahan Bandhara Kotari Parishada Ganesar Aisvarye Ache Bari. Innumerable Vaikuntha planets, which are just like different rooms of a treasure house, are all there, filled with all opulences. Those unlimited planets house the Lord's eternal associates, who are also enriched with the 6 opulences. 49. Golokanamni Nijadamni Tale Chatasya Devi Mahesha Haridhameshu Teshu Teshu Te te prabhava nichaya vihitas Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Below the planet named Goloka Vrindavan are the planets known as Devi Dham, Mahesh Dham, and Haridham. These are opulent in different ways. They are managed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, the original Lord. I offer my obeisances unto him. This is a quotation from Brahma Samhita 5.43. 50. Radhana Parama Vyomnor Antare Virajanadi Vedanga Sveda Janaitais Tvayai Prashravita Subha. Between the spiritual and material world is a body of water known as the river Viraja. This water is generated from the bodily perspiration of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Vedanga. Thus the river flows. Purport. This verse and the following verse are from the Padma Purana. (51) Tasya pare para vyoma Sripad bhutam sanatanam amritam sasvatam nityam anantam paramam param. Beyond the river Viraja is the spiritual nature, which is indestructible, eternal, inexhaustible, and unlimited. It is a supreme abode consisting of 3/4 of the Lord's opulences. It is known as Paravyoma, the spiritual sky. In the spiritual sky there is neither anxiety nor fear. It is eternally existing, and it consists of 3/4 of the Lord's energy. The material world is an exhibition of only 1/4 of the Lord's energy. Therefore, it is called Ekapad Vibhuti. (52) Taratale Bhayavasa Virajara Para Ananta Brahmanda Yahan Kotari Apara. On the other side of the river Viraja is the external abode, which is full of unlimited universes, each containing unlimited atmospheres. 53. Devi Dhamma Namatara Jiva Yaravasi Jagalakshmi Rakhi Rahe Yahanmaya Dasi. The abode of the external energy is called Devi Dham, and its inhabitants are the conditioned souls. It is there that the material energy, Durga, resides with many opulent maidservants. Purport. Because he wants to enjoy the material energy, the conditioned soul is allowed to reside in Devi Dham, the external energy, where Goddess Durga carries out the orders of the Supreme Lord as his maidservant. The material energy is called Jagal Lakshmi, because she protects the bewildered conditioned souls. Goddess Durga is therefore known as the material mother, and Lord Shiva, her husband, is known as the material father. Goddess Durga is so named because this material world is like a big fort where the conditioned soul is placed under her care. For material facilities, the conditioned soul tries to please Goddess Durga, and Mother Durga supplies all kinds of material facilities. Because of this, the conditioned souls are allured and do not wish to leave the external energy. Consequently, they are continuously making plans to live here peacefully and happily. Such is the material world. 54. Eitina dhamerahaya Krishna adhisvara Goloka paravyoma Prakritira Para. Krishna is the supreme proprietor of all dhams, including Goloka Dham, Vaikuntha Dham, and Devi Dham. The Parabhyoma and Goloka Dham are beyond Devi Dham, this material world. When a living entity is liberated from Devi Dham, but does not know of the opulence of Haridham, he is placed in Mahesh Dham, which is between the other two Dhams. The liberated soul does not get an opportunity to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead there. Therefore, although this Mahesh Dham is Lord Shiva's Dham and above Devi Dham, it is not the spiritual world. The spiritual world begins with Haridham, or Vaikuntha Loka. 55. Chikshakti Vibhuti Dhamma Sripad Aisvarya Nama Vaika Vibhuti Eka Para Abhidhana. The spiritual world is considered to be 3/4 of the energy and the opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whereas this material world is only 1/4 of that energy. That is our understanding. Haridham, Parabhyoma, and Goloka Vrindavan are beyond the material cosmic manifestation. They are celebrated as 3/4 of the Lord's energy. The material world, conducted by the Supreme Lord's external energy, is called Devi Dham and is a manifestation of 1/4 of his energy. 56. Sripad Vibhutir Dhamatvat Sripad Bhutam Hitat Padam Vibhutir Maiki Sarva Prokta Parat Nikayata. Because it consists of 3/4 of the Lord's energy, the spiritual world is called Tripadabhuta. Being a manifestation of 1/4 of the Lord's energy, the material world is called Ekapada. This verse is found in the Laghu Bhagavatamrita 1.5.563. 57. Sripada Vibhuti Krishnera Bhakya Agochara Ekapada Vibhutira Sunaha Vistara. The 3/4 part of Lord Krishna's energy is beyond our speaking power. Let us therefore hear elaborately about the remaining 1/4 of his energy. 58. Ananta Brahmandera Yatha Brahma Rudra Gana Chiraloka Pala Sabe Tanhara Ganana. Actually, it is very difficult to ascertain the number of universes. Every universe has its separate Lord, Brahma, and Lord Shiva, who are known as permanent governors. Therefore, there is also no counting them. Purport. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are called Chira Loka Apala, permanent governors. This means that they govern the affairs of the universe from the beginning of the creation to the end. In the next creation, the same living entities may not be present, but because Brahma and Shiva are existing from the beginning to end, they are called Chira Loka Pala, permanent governors. Loka Pala means predominating deities. There are 8 predominating deities of the prominent heavenly planets, and they are Indra, Agni, Yama, Varuna, Niriti, Ayu, Kubera, and Shiva. 59. Ekadina Bharakate Krishna Deki Bhare Rama Aila Dvara Pala Janaila Krishnera. Once when Krishna was ruling over Dwarka, Lord Brahma came to see him, and the doorman immediately informed Lord Krishna of Brahma's arrival. 60. Krishna kahina kun Brahma ki nama tanhara Variyasi Brahmare Uche Arabhara. When Krishna was so informed, he immediately asked the doorman, "Which Brahma? What is his name?" The doorman therefore returned and questioned Lord Brahma. Purport. From this verse, we can understand that Lord Brahma is the name of the Brahma is the name of the post, and that the person occupying the post has a particular name also. From the Bhagavad Gita, Imam Vivashvate Yogam, Vivasvan is the name of the present predominating deity of the sun. He is generally called Surya, the sun god, but he also has his own particular name. The governor of the state is generally called Rajapala, but he is also having his own individual name. Since there are hundreds and thousands of Brahmas with different names, Krishna wanted to know which of them had come to see him. 61. Vishmitaha na Brahma dvarike kahila kahagiya sanaka pitta chaturmukha aila. When the doorman asked which Brahma, Lord Brahma was surprised. He told the doorman, "Please go inform Lord Krishna that I am the four-headed Brahma, who is the father of the four Kumars." 62. Krishna jana nadvari Brahma rela nagela Krishnera charane Brahma dandavat kaila. The doorman then informed Lord Krishna of Brahma's description, and Lord Krishna gave him permission to enter. The doorman escorted Lord Brahma in, and as soon as Brahma saw Lord Krishna, he offered obeisances at his lotus feet. 63. Krishna manya puja kari tangre prashna kaila kilagi tomara ihan agamana haila. After being worshipped by Lord Brahma, Lord Krishna also honored him with suitable words. Then Lord Krishna asked him, "Why have you come here?" 64. Rame kahi taha pache kariba nivedana eka samshaya manehaya karaha chedana. Being questioned, Lord Brahma immediately replied, "Later I shall tell you why I have come. First of all, there is doubt in my mind which I wish you would kindly dissipate." 65. Kon Brahma puchile tumi, kon abhipraye, amabai jagate ara, kon Brahma haye. Why did you inquire which Brahma had come to see you? What is the purpose of such an inquiry? Is there any other Brahma besides me within this universe? 66. Sunihasi Krishna tabe karilhen hadyane asankhya brahma ragana ailata takshane. Upon hearing this, Sri Krishna smiled and immediately meditated. Unlimited Brahmas arrived instantly. 67. Dasabisa sata sahasra ayuta laksha vadana kochar buddha mukha karo nayaya ganana. These Brahmas had different numbers of heads. Some had 10 heads, some 20, some 100, some 1,000, some 10,000, some 100,000, some 10 million, and others 100 million. No one can count the number of faces they had. 68. Rudragana aila laksha koti vadana Indragana aila laksha koti nayana. There also arrived many Lord Shivas with various heads, numbering 100,000 and 10 million. Many Indras also arrived, and they had hundreds of thousands of eyes all over their bodies. Purport. It is said that Indra, the king of heaven, is very lusty. Once he had sexual intercourse with the wife of a great sage, and when the sage learned about this, he cursed lusty Indra with a curse that put vaginas all over his body. Being very much ashamed, Indra fell down at the lotus feet of the great sage and begged his pardon. Being compassionate, the sage turned the vaginas into eyes. Therefore, Indra possesses hundreds and thousands of eyes all over his body. Just as Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva have many faces, the king of heaven, Indra, has many eyes. 69. Dekhi chatur mukha Brahma panpara haila astigana madhye yena sashakarahila. When the four-headed Brahma of this universe saw all these opulences of Krishna, he became very much bewildered and considered himself a rabbit among many elephants. 70. Asisaba Brahma Krishna Parapita Age Dandhavat Karite Mukuta Parapite Lage. All the Brahmas who came to see Krishna offered their respects at his lotus feet, and when they did this, their helmets touched his lotus feet. 71. Krishnera achintya shakti lakite kehanare yatha brahma tata murti ekai sarire. No one can estimate the inconceivable potency of Krishna. All the Brahmas who were there were resting in the one body of Krishna. 72. Parapita mukutagra sangate utedvani Parapite stutikare mukuta henajani. When all the helmets struck together at Krishna's lotus feet, there was a tumultuous sound. It appeared that the helmets themselves were offering prayers unto Lord Krishna's feet. Unto Krishna's lotus feet. 73. Yodahate Brahma Rudradi Karaye Stavana Barakripa Karila Prabhu Dekaila Charana. With folded hands, all the Brahmas and Shivas began to offer prayers unto Lord Krishna, saying, O Lord, you have shown me great favor. I have been able to see your lotus feet. 74. Bhajamore Bolaila Dasa Angikari Konagyahaya Taha Kari Shire Dari. All of them then said, It is my great fortune, Lord, that you have called me, thinking of me as your servant. Now let me know what your order is, so that I may carry it on my heads. 75. Krishna kahe toma saba dekite chitta haila tahalagi ekatani saba bholaila. Lord Krishna replied, Since I wanted to see all of you together, I have called all of you here. 76. Sukhi hao sabhe kichu nahi daitya bhaya Tara kahe tomara prasade sarvatrai jaya. All of you should be happy. Is there any fear from the demons? They replied, By your mercy we are victorious everywhere. 77. Samprati pridivite yeba hayachi labhara avatirna hanataha karila samhara. Whatever burden was upon the earth, you have taken away by descending to that planet. 78. Barakadi vibhutara eita pramana amara ibramande Krishna sabhara haila jnana. This is the proof of Dwarka's opulence. All the Brahmas thought, Krishna is now staying in my jurisdiction. 79. Krishna saha dvaraka dvarka vaibhava anubhava haila ekatra milane keha kaho na dekila. Thus the opulence of Dwarka was perceived by each and every one of them. Although they were all assembled together, no one could see anyone but himself. Purport. The four-headed Brahma perceived the opulence of Dwarkadam, where Krishna was staying, and although there were Brahmas present having 10 to 10 million heads, and although many Lord Shivas were also assembled, only the four-headed Brahma of this universe could see all of them. By the inconceivable potency of Krishna, the others could not see one another. Although the Brahmas and Shivas were assembled together, due to Krishna's energy, they could not meet or talk among themselves individually. Yes. Text 80. Tabe Krishna Sarva Brahma Gane Vidhaya Dila Dandavatana Sabe Nija Gare Gela. Lord Krishna then bade farewell to all the Brahmas there, and after offering their obeisances, they all returned to their respective homes. This ends the reading for today. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmala Charya Maharaj Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.